Live from the 2011 World's Fair, this is Beside the Point, America's only political and news analysis show presented by Robot Pundits with British accents. I'm Fred.
And I'm Frida. Many people once blamed the leaders of America's financial industry for dreaming up the financial instruments that precipitated the abrupt termination of the US economy, and American politicians for dismissing the regulations that had kept the financiers at least somewhat in check since the onset of the Great Depression.
Now, in a deeply weird development, the same financial wizards who brought about the recession have managed to both decouple profit from consumer demand and instill powerful feelings of guilt in the people most affected by their predations. What this means is that high unemployment, once considered an undesirable condition, has been made completely irrelevant to the financial and emotional well-being of your corporate overlords.
Absolutely right, Fred. That's bad news for unemployed and underemployed workers, who may once have anticipated that someone would regard their plight sympathetically, and it accounts for the flesh-free nature of the World Fair festivities here. But it's also good news for everyone affected by uncertainty about their long-term prospects for employment.
Yes, there is a silver lining. Where once there may have been some doubt, now you know you're fucked for sure. No more staying up late worrying about which bills to pay and which to put off until that job comes through. No more agonizing about how to pay for the kid's college education. None of it will happen. You're absolutely fucking doomed.
That's right, Fred, except not quite. The producers are now telling me that Weldon Berger, a flesh and blood pundit with a broad Midwestern accent, has devised a plan to replicate socialist Senator Bernie Sanders and, inspired by the classic science fiction film, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, replaced 66 of that August bodies with the Sanders replicants.
Absolutely stunning news, Frida. This could be the first step on the road to the kinder, gentler America foretold by the legendary Elder Bush. Either that, or the first step toward a bloodbath of biblical proportions on the Senate floor, which might itself have merit. Any word on when the Berger plan could reach fruition?
In fact, there is, pending a new injection of venture capital. The technology could be ready in as few as 5 years. Berger hopes to unveil it coincident with a large-scale cost-efficient cold fusion system. Fred, what else do we have?
Well, Frida, as you know, United States law requires that disasters precipitated by the bad behavior of America's oligarchic corporations be addressed by punishing the victims of the disasters. During this particular crisis, job losses and the imposition of housing nightmares are the most expedient measures the ruling class can take against their lessers.
There is, however, one class of workers, federal employees, who are notoriously difficult to force from their jobs. How can they be appropriately punished for the financial industry's rapacious behavior?
It's a conundrum, Frida, but fortunately President Obama has arrived at a solution with his plan to freeze federal wages for 2 years. This will create some $5 billion in savings, which can be injected directly into Wall Street's bonus pool to help recoup the spiritual losses suffered by workers there.
Say what you will about the president, Fred, but he remains a brilliant negotiator, time after time thwarting the forces of evil by preemptively giving them all they want and sometimes more.
And that's our story for tonight. Join us next time for our special feature on what the new middle-class oxygen tax will mean to you. For Frida, I'm Fred and we are Beside the Point.